Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. Today, there we go. See, we got some coffee. We're fortifying ourselves for this episode. It's been a long week. It's been a good week.
It's been a great week.
But anyway, so today we're going to talk about questions to ask your audiologist. So we don't do too many tip shows because we really wanted to focus on just the experiential kind of experience of being deaf or hard of hearing and how there's no one way to be it. But I think I know, I have to find a new audiologist. And I'm very, very sad about that. And we wanted to take this opportunity to kind of give people advice on what to do when you're looking for an audiologist or even when you have an audiologist. What questions to ask. So this is just going to be off the cuff. I have a little list. Julie's just going to wing it like she usually does.
Okay, Joe.
And so I broke it down to two different sections, right? Because there's two different cases where you'd want to ask questions, and they're a little different. So for me, I need to have questions to ask my new audiologist. And right off the bat, I have to ask, what manufacturers do you have a contract with?
I don't think people realize that we can't just roll in and pick out a hearing aid brand like you do when you go to the shoe store. You know what I mean? You pop into Nordstrom's, you're like, oh, I need some boots. Uggs, Columbia, what am I in the mood for today? Hearing aids don't work that way. Sound is proprietary. Your brain gets used to one way of processing sound. So if you find the hearing aid brand that works for you, that's what your new normal is going to sound like. And to shift between brands willy-nilly, forget it.
Yeah.
It's just not worthwhile. It's stressful. It's just going to change your whole management and way you move through the world. So you have to make sure that the audiologist you're going to has a contract with your brand of hearing aid. Because again, not every audiologist works with every company.
Yeah, I was very disappointed to find this out. I didn't look too deeply because I go to Mass Eye and Ear, and I have Oticon. It's okay, you got it. I have Oticon, and they only have agreements with Oticon and Phoniac. So if I wanted a Stackey or a Miracle Ear or a Resound or something like that, I have to find a new audiologist. Right. And I did make the switch from Phoniac to Oticon, but that was 22 years ago. And so I think you've made the switch too, right?
I went the other way. I started with Oticon and ended up with Phoniac. Yep, I've been a Phoniac gal for, God, I don't even know how long now.
Yeah. So you have to, because your brain is used to hearing the world with that algorithm, and so you can't switch. So it's very important to find someone who has your hearing aids. The next question I have is, will you communicate via the app, which is usually a MyChat at this point, or text messages? And I'll say that I've had audiologists that forced me to make a call to make an appointment, and it was stressful. It was hard because I'm not talking to the audiologist. I'm talking to the front staff. And so the audiologist I have now, she's great. I just send a message through my MyChat, and I set up appointments. I guess dovetailing on that is because my tubing needs to be replaced every 5 months. When I'm at the appointment getting my tubing replaced, I make my next appointment.
Oh, I have to do that.
So that's another thing that you could ask. Are you willing to make an appointment for me 5 months down the road? Not all of them do.
Bopping off of that, one of the questions I would definitely ask your audiologist, what are their hours? Do they have emergency drop-in hours? What happens if something happens after hours or you're traveling? What is your general access to the office, and how willing are they to accommodate your schedule? So, for example, some audiologists have, let's say a Thursday where they're open until 7. You know, what's out there? Do you have a drop-in from 7 to 8 early morning for people who went to bed with whole tubes and woke up with things in half and are trying to get to work that day? That's really key. You have to check. You don't want to be locked in with a practice that's only open from 10 to 2. That's not going to suit your lifestyle. If you're working, if you have families, if you have commitments. If you're retired and you don't have anything else going on, you can go to the 10 to the 12 storefront down there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for us, it's really a big consideration. So write that down. You have to ask that.
That's a great idea, because I think that I'm lucky enough to have sick time. And when I get my tubing changed, I just take some sick time at work, but it's not available for everybody.
No.
And so,
I can't bop out and bop in.
Exactly. Yeah. So the question I have is, will they do research? So I actually, for the example here is, I found some bone conduction headphones online. And so I was looking at what I can use when I work out, because sometimes I don't like to have my hearing aids in, and if I have those big cups, they're uncomfortable and they get loose and they can fall off. And so I found The normal headphones aren't strong enough for me. And the bone conduction ones, what they do is, it's one of the tests we have in an audiogram, is to make sure that the sound can travel through your skull to your inner ear. And there's specific headphones that kind of sit up here, and they will send the sound of the music directly through your skull. And so I asked my audiologist, I'm like, is this something that I could benefit from? And she's like, I don't know. I will find out. And so she did a bunch of research, and she looked at my audiogram, and a couple of days later she came back, and no, it wouldn't be loud enough for my hearing loss, because I couldn't use them with my hearing aids in, because they would cause all sorts of problems. And so I think that willingness to do some research, I think, is very, very important, because it shows that they're willing to work with you.
Along that vein, if you need to ask for accommodations at work, if you need doctor's notes, if you need documentation, is that something that they've done in the past with their clients? Is that something they're receptive to doing, supporting you in a different way outside of the office? Because sometimes documentation is needed, especially if you're going to pursue a 504 in the workplace for reasonable accommodation. That's key. And I would also ask them, what apps do you recommend for your patients? What accessibility tools are you familiar with that you would recommend to Oticon patients? Ask the questions. Do they know about like the Connect clip or the Roger mic for the phone act? Do they know about InnoCaption, all that kind of stuff? What's their knowledge base? Are they keeping up with the technology trends? Are you writing this down because you have to find your new audiologist?
Yeah.
And you need to.
I can just. I edit the video, so I can just write it down when I'm editing.
Right. Okay, good. Keep track of this stuff. You need to know this. All right, go. What else?
No, so that's the last question I had for like finding an audiologist. Before we move on, did you have anything that we didn't cover?
Yes, I definitely would make an introductory appointment, like an interview appointment kind of thing, and just say, I just wanted to come in. I'm looking at your practice. If you have a couple of minutes to sit down and have some questions. That not only gives you the information you need, but do a vibe check.
Yeah.
Because this is someone that you're going to get really vulnerable and intimate and up close and personal with, because you need to be able to go to an audiologist. I mean, Mary is fantastic, my audiologist at Here USA. I've walked in there and I have described the craziest sound scenarios that you just can't put into words. And Mary would be like, oh, yeah, no, I know it's causing that. And off we went. You have to make sure that you have a good vibe with the person. Otherwise, this is just not going to work. This is not an appointment where you need to go in and be frustrated. You have to go in and feel confident and comfortable and able to say what needs to be said and get done what needs to be done. Oh, also ask if they have loaner hearing aids. If your hearing aids has to go out to the factory for any reason, do they have backup? Do they have loaner hearing aids that you can use? What is the solution? Or if they just send you out in the street, bare as the day you were born with your ears, and say good luck. I mean, like, really. That's something else to think about.
Yeah, I never think about that.
I'm just full of good points today.
Yeah, you're just full of it.
Really
you're full of it today.
On it. I would also introduce yourself to the administrative assistants.
Yes.
How clearly are they speaking?
Yeah.
Is the expectation phone calls for communication? And ask, say, do you have any battery programs, or do you charge for tubes? Get real nitty gritty. Do you have a price list? Like, what's your service offerings? Really get deep with it, because you don't want any surprises on the other end. This appointment can already be stressful enough. You don't need to add to it. And also, do they have an audiology booth on site for hearing tests? Or is that something you always have to manage through your doctor? And ask, how often do they recommend you get your hearing checked? And is there a cost for that hearing test? What insurances do they take? You better watch this back and write everything down.
No, that's actually what I was going to ask you. Is like, I know I need to get a referral for my PCP to see
Find
my
out,
audiologist.
right. I don't.
You
I just roll on in any old time. So I would get all that checked out. And ask, too, like, what hospitals are you affiliated with? What doctors do you typically work with? Who would you recommend as an ENT? Write the names down. You don't have to go to them. But then do the research and see if these are legit people with decent reviews.
And see if your insurance takes them. Because the ENT is a different cost, right?
And also, look at the physical facility. Is there enough parking? How far is it from your house? I mean, little things that sound small, but when you're already stressed because your hearing aid is cracked in half, you need to know you can get there, park, reasonable time, get in and out, not too far from the house. Like, you need to have all that stuff in place.
Excellent. Good stuff. I'm going to be taking notes when I record this.
It down.
I will.
Okay.
Don't worry. All right, so that's getting your new audiologist. As far as getting new hearing aids, right? So these are things that you should definitely ask: is that model that you want to sell me? How much is it? Obviously, but after that, it's like, do they have disposable batteries or rechargeable? So like, what are my options there? And in addition to that, it's like, how long do they last? So my hearing aids now take Brown 312, and they last like 4 days, which was a big change because my last set took our Orange 13 and lasted like 7 days. And so now I'm going through batteries more.
My blue 625s probably, I got a good 10 days out of them.
Did you really? That's impressive because those
They're
are
bigger.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
they're bigger.
Yeah, because these are smaller.
Ask about, the settings. Like, do you have T-coil? Do you have Auracast? Is there Bluetooth streaming available in these hearing aids? You know what, another question I would really ask? Why are you recommending this particular model of hearing aid? What is it about my audiogram that is showing that this would be a good fit? Can you explain that to me? What is your thought process? Go deep. Or is this just something they're going to plug for the sake of sales? Get down and dirty in there. Like, what is give me the why.
Yeah, my audiologist now, soon to be retired, she told me that I wouldn't have benefited from going to the next level up. I wouldn't have been worth the money for me to go the next level up. And I don't know if they make a commission or what, but like talking me out of spending money, that was great. That was huge because it didn't fit my audiogram like she was saying.
See, in me, I'm in the power aid range. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And when you get new hearing aids, say, listen, here's my lifestyle. Here's my job. Here are my hearing needs. That's great that matches my audiogram, but is that going to give me what I need to function? So I need the power aids with the Bluetooth streaming to do my job.
Right.
To move through the world, to hear everybody's voices. Like, there might be another power aid that's like good enough. I want the premium.
Yeah.
What is the absolute best you can offer me to meet this, and this? So go in with a real clear criteria. Almost like buying a car.
Sure.
Like go in really solid on what it is you want.
Well, these hearing aids probably cost more than some used cars.
At this point, it's crazy.
So your model doesn't come with rechargeable, right?
No, because they're too powerful. And if they did, it would make sense for me because I wear my hearing aids at least 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Probably up to 16.
Right. That's why I went with the disposable, because I wear them like between 12 and 15 hours a day. And I use Bluetooth constantly. And so the longer you use the Bluetooth, the faster the battery drains, for sure.
Ask about waterproofing, water resistance.
Oh, interesting.
Is that coming out now?
True. Yeah.
Is that an option for you if that's something that's important?
That's great. So settings is another thing I would ask about. So like I have, or programs, I guess is a better word. So I have 3 programs. I have speech and noise, which adjusts the different microphones, because every hearing aids have multiple microphones, back-facing, front-facing, to be able to get the surrounding environment. And certain programs will change how much the focus is on different directional hearing aids. And so I have that one. I have T-coil, and then I have Tinnitus, the white noise. Sometimes I think my hearing aids can have up to 5 programs. So you can get very specialized on it, but I wouldn't have known to ask until like the last set of hearing aids, where my audiologist and I like worked through things. I'm like, okay, these are the out of the box programs that they can program into it. And it's been great. I mean, the T-coil, so like at work I have a T-coil headset, and in order to change it, it was tough to get to the 3rd setting, so she moved it up to the 2nd setting. So it's very helpful, because the hearing aids are just one tool, and you need to use the tool differently in different situations.
I have more.
You have more? How many do you have?
Bouncing back to getting to the new audiologist situation.
Okay.
Take a look around the office. Where's the waiting room? How is the waiting room configured? Who is coming out to call you from what direction? Are there enough seating options that match the best place for you to sit? And also, when you get into the offices, what does it look like? Are there glass windows on all of these offices where audiologists are meeting with patients? Is there privacy? Are there rugs? How close are the chairs? Is there a big desk in the middle? What's the seating configuration? You want to make sure all that is effective for what you need also. These are environmental things you should be thinking about. Privacy, and being able to hear the information and communicate in a way that feels comfortable.
Yeah. Is there a TV? So like my audiologist right now is a TV that's always going, and it's just loud enough to give me problems. and there's a big giant pole right next to the seating area. And so Chris has been great because she knows she can't call me where I can't see her.
Right.
So she'll walk into the waiting room and find me and look at me and call me. And so when you are in the waiting room evaluating, if you do that informational interview, pay attention to that. Pay attention to how you're called.
Absolutely. And as you're talking to the person, say what a couple of times or ask for a repeat or
interesting.
rephrase, even if you heard them,
Yeah.
just to see what their attitude back is. You'd be surprised sometimes with people in the medical field that their patience is not really where it should be for people with hearing loss.
That's a great point. And that's why it's so important to find a good audiologist.
Do you need me to go with you when you interview
I'm
these
fine.
audiologists?
I'm a
You'll be
big
all right,
boy.
'cause
I'm
I got
okay.
a lot to say.
So another thing is T-coil or Auracast, and so Auracast is the newfangled hearing assisted technology. Not very few venues have the transmitters. Very few hearing aids and implants have the receivers, but more and more are coming out. And so ask if they have the Auracast, and also ask if a T-coil is an option, because the smaller they are, the less room there is, because the T-coil is a copper coil. It's a physical component in there. The Auracast adapter is too, but the chip is much smaller. So some of the smaller models have sacrificed the T-coil, and so that might be maybe you don't want the model that is being recommended because you want the T-coil, because the T-coil has been around for decades and is the current go-to hearing assisted technology for conferences, for venues. Auracast is coming, and so ask about both, because until you get to a venue that has the Auracast transmitter, they probably have a T-coil or a T-coil neck coupler where it can translate the signal. So, but if your hearing aid doesn't have it, then you can't make use of it. And you also have to ask for it, because mine always did, but I didn't ask about it, so I didn't know how to use it for 20 years. So that's important.
And thinking about the finances of this, I would ask if there's a rebate program for the hearing aid that you're buying. I would ask what payment they accept. Do they have payment plans?
Payment plans, yeah.
Can they work with your insurance in any way, shape, or form, with any programs they may know about to give you a little bit of a discount or financial support? That's something that came to my mind. And I'm also thinking about the molds. Who's their mold manufacturer?
That's interesting.
How long does it take for molds to be sent out and returned? How are you taking impressions? What material are you using? Make sure it's the stuff that you're not allergic to. If there's an issue. And, what is your recommendation for how frequently molds should be changed?
Right,
Why do you want me to have this style of mold as opposed to that? So if you look at our molds, right? Oh, God, sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
I have a full shell where it fills up my entire ear and makes it airtight. I can't tolerate that. And our material's the difference. Mine's like soft and
mine's a hard
flexible,
plastic,
and his hard plastic. These are the things you have to talk to them about. What type of materials are you recommending for molds? What options do you have? Why are you telling me I need X, Y, Z? You got to wear these things all the time. You have to be comfortable. And find out if they can do fun colors.
Absolutely. So one of the things you need to, one of the reasons why that's an important question is I just have to get, where are we going here? I just have to get the tubing here replaced every 6 months or 5 months. This is the hard plastic, and so I don't need to get this replaced ever unless it breaks. So you have to get yours.
No, I'm in a different position. These, because of the material, they shrink. So then they become not as airtight, and they get hard and uncomfortable after a point. They're not as flexible. So I have to get this replaced, these molds, every 6 months, and that's a cost of $100 per year. So this can get pricey really fast. But this is the type of material and mold that works best for me. I've tried different kinds, and this is the best one. It's the full shell with this material. My tubes have to be replaced probably every 3 months now. So there's a lot of maintenance going in here, and this goes back to why I said, what is their availability? What is their appointment range? What are their emergency hours? This is a lot of work.
Do you have 2 vents in the back? Do you have the parallel
I can't
vents?
see. Hold on.
No, it looks like you don't.
I've got one right here.
Just one. You have.
You
You have
one
2.
little hole there, and then the tube hole.
I don't know if you can you can't really see. You can
Can't really
kind of
see with
see
my
it.
glitter and my swirls. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're back there.
So that's what they call. It's parallel vents. So you have one hole. That is, you can't really see it because of there. But you have one hole that's connected to the hearing aid itself, and then in there you have another hole that's just a vent, basically. And so I have what they call parallel vents, where there's 2 different holes on both ends of the mold, but you can have an angular vent where you have just one hole on the back end. That means there's no airflow. And for those molds, my ears always felt full and they were very uncomfortable. And so ask about your vent options with your molds, because I had to change it. It was like,
See, I only have one. And it
yeah,
doesn't bother me.
because of the model. Right,
Yeah.
it's so personal, right? So ask about the mold's vents. That's an important question as well.
I would also ask about the structure of your hearing aid. And what I mean by that is, where are the microphones?
Oh, good, yeah. Get
And where is the hearing aid going to sit on my ear? How far down is it going to go? Is it going to sit up high? Is it going to go down low? Because someone like me, with my sensory stuff, it's got to feel right. I don't care how good the hearing aid is. If it's small like yours and sitting too high up in my ear, I'm going to throw the thing across the room because I'm so used to wearing the longer ones that hang down more. Think about where your hair is and where the microphone is. I've got a lot of hair, and I can hear that hair moving on that microphone sometimes.
Yeah.
Can you tolerate that?
Yeah.
You know, like really get into the nitty gritty of how the thing is built and where things are positioned.
Yeah, it's important. So let me grab something here.
Can I write that down too?
So I have to worry about like hats, right? So when I wear a hat, you can kind of see that, because it's hitting the corner here. So if I put the hat too down too far, I can feel the hat rubbing the microphones. And so that the positioning is very important for stuff like that too. So I don't have to worry about the hair.
My glasses are constantly on my head, and I've got to be careful not to whack the hearing. I've got to make sure it goes behind it. These are little minute details that, especially if you're a new hearing aid wearer, you don't know this yet.
Yep.
So this is why we wanted to really bring this forward. Oh,
so,
that's huge.
Yeah, so the last thing I have here is like, how do I set up the app? So every manufacturer has a cell phone app, and it's so much more, you can do so much more with it. You can control the volume, you can use your phone as a remote mic if you want to do that. So for me to change my programs, there's a button here that I have to hold down for a couple of seconds, and then the program changes. Sometimes I can't get it right, and I go too far or hold on too long, and it's tough to change programs on the physical device. The app is so much easier. I launch the app, press a button, it changes automatically. They usually connect via Bluetooth, but depending on the phone you're using, maybe it's not compatible with the version of the app that you need to install. Sure. And so while you're there with your hearing aids, have the audiologist walk you through the setup for the app and show you around to show you what those little icons mean. Now with software design, they're trying to save so much space, so they don't like words, and it's just icons. And sometimes the icons aren't clear. What is this head with waves coming out of it? Is that speech and noise? Is that remote microphone? What is that? So walk them through it. I'm sure they've done it. And so it's not a matter of knowledge on their part. Are they patient enough to do it with you? How good are they explaining the technology? Because the hearing aid is just one part of your assistant, your hearing better.
I would also ask, what visuals do they have available for you to take home?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a set of written directions that go with the app? Because not everyone is confident or can remember all the technology maneuvering, right?
Yeah.
Bring your iPad with you if you're still using a tablet, and your phone. Have them help you put the app on all the devices that you want to be able to access. Big important thing with hearing aids, what is the volume control? Are you controlling your volume from a neck loop around your neck? Are you only able to control the volume on your phone or device? Can you do all three? Can you just control volume on your hearing aids? Triple check that, because it would send me absolutely bananas if I only had to rely on a device or accessory to turn my volume up and down. I can do it on my phone, and I can do it on my hearing aids. I need that flexibility, so ask about that.
Great. So anything else about getting new hearing aids?
Yes, cleaning kits. What's the cleaning expectations for hearing aids? What dehumidifier, if one is recommended, what would they say to use, right? Have them show you basic maintenance, how to change, if you have tubes like I do, how to change them in a pinch. Because I'll be traveling at some point, and I'm like, I always take extra tubes with me just in case. So really go over the daily, long-term, and emergency maintenance.
That's great. Yeah, I can't change my tubes because they're glued into the moldings.
Yeah, mine aren't. Mine slide in and out.
So yeah, great stuff.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm sure there's more, but if you have your own tips, throw it down in the comments. Email us. You can find us at hello@dttproductions.com, and we'll have our information down there, up there, wherever it goes. I have no idea.
You can always comment below. We'll reach out to you. But the hello email address, if you want to ask a private question, because sometimes people can be embarrassed by the questions they ask. They shouldn't be, but they are. I know I am at certain times. So use the channels that you're comfortable with.
So we also have a merch store now, which is amazing. And Brad is modeling one of our products. That's our logo. And then do a flippy. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check our hearing things with Julie and Brad logo instead of bump. There we go. I mean, how cool is this? Like, thank you so much to Kevin. The other Kevin Smith is his company. TOKS is our graphic artist.
Just awesome.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Right? Just solid work. So be sure to go check him out at toks.com, I think.
It's theotherkevinsmith.com. But I'll link. We'll link
his stuff down there too. Because if you need a graphic artist,
yeah, totally.
No hesitation.
No.
We also have a Patreon. So if you're not sure what a Patreon is, it's an opportunity for you to go to a platform linked through our website, I think, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. It'll be there.
It'll be there.
And we're currently finishing setting it up. By the time you watch this, it'll be ready to go. You can choose a tier, a financial tier, as low as, a couple of dollars a month to support our work. Everything we do is for the sake of helping others with hearing loss and navigating this very tricky world. We do not take a salary from all of this work. Nope. We are loving every minute of everything that we're doing with content creation, interviews, podcasts, videos. I mean, we're out there. We're working it, right? So any funding you give us goes right back into the company for equipment, for designs, for
travel expenses,
for content that we give to our viewers and people that we're supporting and clients, and everything goes right back into the company. So
food, so I don't get cranky and she kill me.
And snacks. This one. So if you want to support Brad's sonship habits, throw a couple of bucks. But we really would love if you would take a look at our tiered pricing and make a commitment to a monthly donation for less than 30 cents a day. You too can support your favorite podcasters. Look at these faces.
Are we dating ourselves with that analogy?
Do I need to start singing Sarah McLachlan's In the Arms of an Angel like the ASPCA commercial? Because I will do it, people. Look at these faces. Help us. Check out our Patreon on our website, dttproductions.com.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Everything will be linked.
So, in lieu of books this episode, we wanted to,
sure.
Yeah, why not? We wanted to show the one question or the most important thing to look for in an audiologist. And so, for me, it was the willingness to look outside the box and work with you on certain things. So, when I decided to get these moldings, I had just clear ones before, and so I wanted to make them more visible, because that's one of the things we want to do, is make the invisible more visible, get people talking about it. And I went in I want pink. People will I'm a big guy, people will be like, what's that pink thing in your ear? And my audiologist was like, no, they would get lost in your ear, and so pick another color because of my skin tone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, see, mine is enough of a contrast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do I don't know, black or something. She's like, you can do 2 Bruins colors, right? So that was something that not every audiologist will do. So bring them a situation and see how they work with you. They don't want to just yes you to death and just and they have a better idea, or maybe it won't work, or maybe you don't know what you're asking. So if they work with you, it's so important. Number one for me. What do you got?
For me, it's total vibe check. I need to know if you can have an informal conversation with me. Will you know me well enough to know about my life outside of your audiology office? Are you going to know enough that when I come in and say, the kids scratching their pencils on their papers and sending me nuts, are you going to understand immediately, oh, I know what that sounds like. You're a teacher. You're in a big room. Let's fix your settings. I need to be able to know that this is more than just a transactional relationship, more than just equipment-based. I need to know that you're willing to listen, hear my anecdotes of things that are bugging me sound-wise, and help me figure it out. So it's a total vibe check for me. We have to click. If we don't click, goodbye.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. So if anyone has any comments about what we were talking about, or something we missed, or something you don't agree with, comment below. Email us if you want to keep it private.
Sure.
We're here. We just want to have this conversation going constantly.
Support us.
Yeah, give us money too.
Buy some merch. Patreon. Help us out. Help us help our community. Seriously.
Yeah.
We don't take a salary from this. We have jobs. This is strictly a service.
Yeah. No, we have fun doing it, but we need help doing it.
We need help doing it. So.
We need help, right? for many reasons. We
Lots
need
of
help.
But let's start with financial help.
There we go.
Thank you for considering support.